Barak Shalom, everyone. It's Out the Box Kingdom. Talk with me, Out the Box Kingdom. I hope you all are having a wonderful yum. I just wanted to come on here right quick, and I want y'all to hear this word. I'm always up here talking with Abba, and it's so interesting how he pulls us more and more out of the teachings of churchianity, right? And we know that Abba speaks with numbers. We're not talking about angel numbers. We're not talking about numerology. We're talking about Abba, the one that created numbers, because numbers were used as symbolism even in scriptures. We see the number 12. We see the number 9. We see 11, whatever, 7. Abba has meanings behind his numbers, right? And so when Abba starts revealing to us on a deeper level of things, we don't think about adding these numbers up, right? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up, right? But anyway, I was sitting up here and I woke up at the time 9/11, right? And we know 9/11. We think about, and we're getting ready to go into September, which is known as the 9th month, right? But then when you're adding up 2025 all together, the number separately equals to the number 9, right? And I end up getting this book from my brother Yahuah, where Abba gave him the revelation of which each number means according to his word. And the number 9 means the end, judgment, humility, or revelation. But however, I love what he meant when something is coming to an end. So my thing is, a lot of y'all been feeling a lot of pressure right now. Remember, the children of Yashriel, right? Before they could receive their exodus, things got hard, way harder. The warfare became more intense. But however, Abba's word, they come and prevail and said that they was going to have their exodus out from the oppressor of their enemies, right? Now, am I talking about the second exodus? Not at this moment exactly. I'm talking about some of y'all have been praying to the Most High Yahuah about your exodus, whether it's of your job, your living situation, or whatever. But because the enemy has been coming in like a flood, and the enemy knows how to come in like a flood because it gets you off focus because of your emotion. He wants you to miss out or not see what the Ruach is doing, because I was always working behind the scene. When one door is getting ready to close, he already got another one open. But you got to be in your position. You got to be able to hear what the Ruach is saying. If he's telling you to go ahead and put your 2 weeks notice in, and you're saying, but how are these bills going to get paid? You're more focusing on the finances, more so just trusting him and putting that 2 weeks notice in. Right? That's your exodus. Because he already got the door open for how you're going to get your next thing. And it may not be you working for man anymore. It may be because you're called to be a kingdom entrepreneur and you got so much wealth. You got some things that you've been way overdue, that you've been in labor for years, and it's time for you to push that thing out and to birth it and bring it into the arrest. That the fruit, you will begin to see the fruits of your labor versus you just getting paid nothing. But you're working like a slave. You're working until exhaustion and your pocket still got holes. You got more bills than you do finances, revenue coming in, because he is the one that gives the ability to make wealth, but he's also the one that makes room for you. Your gifts and talents will make room for you, right? He gives us gifts and talents, but then once we use those things, he'll add more onto us, right? But you still got to have wisdom. You still got to take those tiny steps. Like he said, do not despise the small beginnings. See, a lot of y'all been in y'all jobs so y'all can get skills to sharpen y'all skills, right? Or just to see that some things you're not called for and you're not happy what you're doing. However, he's getting ready to shift you over into something that you're passionate about, that you're actually good at, that you could operate in the Ruach of excellence. Are you hearing what I'm saying this morning? So what I'm saying to y'all is 2025 is representing something coming to an end in your life. There must be a death first before the resurrection can occur. A lot of y'all been dying fleshly to be resurrected in Ruach, because if anything, the greatest riches of all is not things of this world, because it's going to rust away. It's going to fade away. But you coming more rich in the Ruach, right? More leaning towards Abba Yahuah and his instructions and his word. Not looking perfection, not looking perfect at what you do. It's not about the outside appearance. It's about your heart posture, right? It starts there, and it starts reflecting on all areas of your life. You will become fruitful. You begin to multiply, where you be able to pour into other people. And so there's something coming to an end. Think about Kepha and the boat. When they was fishing all night, they didn't know Yahushua at that time. But when Yahushua came on the scene, even though his flesh tried to say, we've been here all night, it's not going to work, he listened to the instruction of Yahushua and pivoted on the other side of the boat. And what happened? They caught many fish. Actually, 153. 1 plus 5 plus 3 equals 9. Their end of being in the world was coming to an end, and it was coming anew. They was going to become fishermen of men, which was their new beginning. So what I'm saying to y'all today, do not resist the shift. Do not resist the transition. Do not allow yourself, your flesh, or aka the imposter spirit, tell you that you got to stay in this place, because that is coming to an end. It's either you're going to go ahead and say, speak y'all for your daughter, your son, or your servant is listening. I'm ready when you are. You tell me go ahead and put that 2 weeks notice in or whatever, I'm up for it. Because if you try to resist, he's still going to force you out of that place, because he's going to get his way regardless. You know what I'm saying? Some people are going to get forced out of position because they have become so prideful of their money. They got to be stripped all the way down to nothing to realize where their help come from. But however, those that's been humble, those that when you've had times when you had money and you looked out for people, unfortunately, they didn't look out for you. Some people didn't even come back to help you. Abba is getting ready to reward you in secret. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to make sense. But something in your life, whether it's struggle, is coming to an end. Oppression coming to an end. You know, sickness coming to an end. Strife, bitterness, or whatever in your marriage coming to an end. Those that are in Abba Yahuah. Restoration, you know what I'm saying? That's coming forward. That's his word. Those that are his children. So where there's chaos, or you've known chaos all your life, or you've known the fight, that's coming to an end. Because now you're in Abba Yahuah. You're accustomed to them cycles of failure. Every time you tried something, it just didn't work out. But when you're in Abba Yahuah, it's not going to fail. It's going to prevail. What you once knew about your identity is coming to an end, because Abba knew you from the very beginning. You're just now in a process of regaining your true identity, your authenticity, your voice, before the enemy try to come in and steal, kill, and destroy it. So if you didn't have dreams of things being stolen, like your identity, it may not be what the dream is trying to portray itself to be. Somebody stealing something from you, because they can't steal something that never belonged to you in the first place. They can try, but however, what has you been trying to hold on to? Yes, it's a loss, but there's such a big beginning, a new beginning, and that new beginning is way better than what you think. So I just wanted to come on here and encourage y'all today. There's things coming to an end in your life, but it's also a new beginning. That's if you position yourself to receive that and accept it, because Abba knows what's best for us. He knows the plans that he has for us, plans to prosper us and give a hopeful expectancy. That's if you want to receive that, or if you want to hold on to something old. That's your problem. That's all I have to say. So part 2, what I was saying about things coming to an end and a new beginning, right? I was the one that closed doors that no man can close, and he opens doors that no man can open, right? We're definitely in a time where those that finish first will be last, and those that finish last will be come on board as first, right? So when I said things are coming to an end, like I said, those that Abba has given you a vision to start that business, or let's just say the whole thing with Joseph. Remember, Joseph was helping people in the background, and it's like they forgot all about him. But when the time came for him to come forth, right, it came unexpectedly. But somebody, as in of the cupbearer, remembered that Joseph is the one that gave him counsel and gave him the interpretation of his dream that came to pass, that they went and seeked him, right? And he got sat in his position. So a lot of y'all been feeling like y'all been looked over in promotions at your job or whatsoever. But I was getting ready to correct some things, put things in order, and bring you to the forefront. However, when he do these things, it's not for you to forget who brought you there, who blessed you with these things. You got to keep him first, right? Not in the center. You keep him first. You still seek him for wise counsel, because even though Solomon was a man of wisdom, he, regardless of what Abba gave him, got too big-headed and prideful, and he stepped away from Abba Yahuah, right? And he lost everything. But we're not going to talk about slow-mo today. We're going to talk about, remember, yesterday I talked about Job. Job was known as a blameless man, right? And he was a man of many riches, many things, right? He had supply of resources, but he was using what he had to bless other people, right? Abba sees these things. Even when you was in the world, you still had a heart to help people and put people before you. You always put yourself last. And he's seen all this. You may have complained to yourself. You may cry because you expecting those people to come in, come through for you when you need their help, and they didn't show up. They forgot all about you. But just know it was notated in the books, right? And so now it's time for you to come forth, and you have helpers to help you. But however, don't forget about who helped you along the way, right? Because Abba sees everything, right? However, with Job, when he saw that there was idols in his land, and he said, this is not of Abba Yahuah, right? And he began to seek the Most High. That, messenger told him that because, that ain't the Most High, he turned away from all that. He wanted to destroy it, but he said, the enemy gonna come after you. And a lot of us have dealt with that. The moment we realize that there's only one true allure that runs everything, right? The enemy came like a flood. It's like he was coming at your finances, your family, all these things. It's like you was going through this loss, identity, almost like you was stripped down to nothing but sackcloth of mourning, right? Because it's like, what is this? Because you was in Christianity and things like that, right? But however, because Abba saw your heart, because only Satan is only allowed to do what Abba allows him to do, but it led you back to the Most High Yahuah. So a lot of y'all that's been afflicted, rejected, betrayed, in which we had to understand this, because Yahushua went through that, right? But so what I'm saying is, this is a message of the Most High, because all the distractions in the background. But anyway, what I'm saying is, a lot of y'all, those that are truly about the Most High, you can care less about materialistic things. But however, there's things that Abba wants you to have to do his kingdom work here on the earth. He's getting ready to bless you with much. And this ain't no prosperity thing. This is what I believe the Ruach is letting me know. Because of your heart posture, there's things in your life you have gone through in a bad way. It's coming to an end. And you're getting ready to come into a new season of abundance. Even though Job lost everything, even though the enemy came at him hard, even through his friends, he never cursed the Most High Yahuah. And because of that, when Yahuah came back into town, his heart was set in, give me the resources so I can go back and doing what I was doing, which is feeding the benevolent people. And because of that, his riches was restored in no time. Then Abba healed him. So y'all, some of y'all had to release jobs or businesses because y'all was in the world, but I was getting ready to restore it, because now you're going to be doing it for him, for the kingdom of Yahuah versus the kingdom of darkness. Some of y'all going to retrieve keys back, as in y'all going to be owners of things. I don't know whether it's a house or a business building where I was going to Baruch you. I'm not going to say it's because you didn't got a loan, because we ain't supposed to owe nobody nothing but love, but also we ain't supposed to be charged interest on anything. So however I was going to do that, he is going to do that. But y'all need to get y'all mindset ready to receive what Abba wants you to have. He only gives to people what he believes they deserve. Some of y'all going to get things that y'all didn't even work hard for, but that's in scripture, that we going to receive things that we didn't even labor for. But it's going to be given unto us because Abba can trust us to be a steward over it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get your mindset of being victim, slave, whatever America has taught you, whether you are Yashriel or a Gentile. You know what I'm saying? That's what this humbling thing been going through. Your mindset got to be ready that you're kingdom and there's a kingdom inheritance. Look at Abraham's life. He wasn't arrogant with his riches, but he had much. You know what I'm saying? And he knew what to do with it. He sought Abba for instructions on what to do with those resources. So while we're getting ready to transition from summer into fall, fall is things dying off. But however, there's still things that do grow in the fall. That's like a time of rest. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of things going on. You had children in school and stuff like that, but you get what I'm saying? This is a time where you allow Abba to show you what it is that he's bringing to an end. But there's such a beautiful beginning that's getting ready to take place. And that's what you need to be excited about. Not just the second Exodus and Yahushua coming back, but what are the new beginnings he's getting ready to bring into your life in this next chapter of your life? You know what I'm saying? And to get excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Because the enemy wants you to keep looking back at your past. Your past doesn't exist anymore. That's not who you are, and you can't change your past. But what you can do is allow your past to affect your present and your future if you allow it. That's why, Paul said, I no longer look back to my past. I look forward and move forward to look forward on the prize of finishing the race. You know what I'm saying? You're no longer of old, you're now a new creation in Yahushua HaMashiach. So that's what you need to be focused on. Getting in his word, like I said, reading these apocryphas and be anticipating of the new things I was getting ready to bring into your life. It's not going to make sense. It's going to come unexpectedly. It's sometimes going to be almost like it's going to come so rapidly. You're not going to be able to contain the shout and praise. There's no mistake you've gone through what you've gone through. But but you're not supposed to look like what you've gone through. All of us is being tried in the fire. And however the end result may be, it's going to show there's going to be a great falling away because people will not be able to endure the fire. However, there's a lot of us that's been on here that's gone through the fire, the furnace several times to be refined by the potter because we're the clay. Because he got to take some things out. But however, coming out of that fire, we're coming out like gold. You know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to come on here and share that word with y'all. What is coming to an end, that a new beginning is getting ready to come. And just position yourself and know he knows what's best for you. He makes no mistakes. Whatever judgment he comes with is no mistake. It's all righteous because he's a lawful judge. Shalom.